Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
On the block, moving like the Secret Service.
Good morning.
Hey, Phoenix, you going on?
It's rigged.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
System built the glass. Pawns in the game got me caught up in a trap. 1600, yeah, scheming all about the racks. Power in the game, now I'm standing in the chat. It's rigged. Power in the game. Checkmate, yeah. No, you can't escape the fate. 1600, yeah, got me running from the stage. Breaking from the cage, now they about to feel my rage. Stepping through the circus where the clowns wear the crowns. Marble halls, power calls, but the truth get drowned. 1600 epicenter where they got them scams. Shake your hand and give you a smile. It's
Good morning,
another
ladies and
scam.
gentlemen.
Spitting venom, pins a weapon, dissecting deception. Every election's a selection rigged by perfection. They pull the levers, move the gears to keep the masses blind. Feed your tears, steal your tears, and keep the trap in line. Secret Service get you whacked, that's a casualty.
Good morning.
Oval Office double cross, that's the strategy. Paint the picture, frame it, hang it up for the sheep. I'm awake, stop the hate, let the real one speak. It's rigged, system built the glass. Pawns in the game, got me caught up in a trap. 1600, yeah, scheming all about the racks. Power in the game, now I'm standing in the chat. It's rigged, power in the game. Checkmate, no, you can't escape the fate. 1600, yeah, got me running from the stage. Breaking from the cage, now they about to feel my rage. Back up in the lab, crafting bars like a chemist. Every word I say is a missile, aim it at my menace. Rewrite the history, spin it like it is a fable. Cut the cable, cut the label.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I'ma keep on rapping, screaming all up through the static. While they traffic in the panic, I'ma make it tragic. 1600, where the vultures circle real low. Selling hope, but the rope's tied around your
All right,
toe.
ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show started. We don't go home morning. You know exactly what's going on. We're here to do the real work that it takes to save this great country. Off to a late start, so
Stuck in a cycle.
that means I'll stay a little late. You know how we do Thursdays and Fridays. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, all right. Peaches, great job reposting it. All right, seriously.
I can't escape it.
Welcome to the show, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
like deja
Let's
vu.
go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the rest. I'm like the
Terminator.
screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm not here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday.
Every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars
Right,
in the
Scorpio King.
garage with tanks full of gas.
Let's go.
I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous.
Let's go, let's go.
The algorithm turned you to a maniac.
Yes, yeah.
Guess we
W
going viral
Rick.
'cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest 'cause
Here
I mean
goes.
it.
Here goes.
Got a lot
Right here,
of
ladies and gentlemen. Here
confidence
goes.
and I'm conceited.
Yeah. Michael, I'm your favorite rapper. So listen up, Michael. Here goes.
I'ma
Here
take
goes.
off
Here
in a
goes.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what,
Uh-huh.
I haven't gone into Zeus's life.
That's a lie.
Realistic. That shit was radical.
Keep it clean.
It was,
Oh, that's
it
Snuggles
was
right there. I
horrible.
destroyed him
I'm
yesterday.
Like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh,
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
I've gone off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
We gotta get that stuff from.
It's like deja vu.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are gathered here this Thursday morning. What is today? Today is 10/30/2025. Wow. Yes, we're gathered here, ladies and gentlemen, to do the very incredible work that we need to be able to do in order to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches, ladies and gentlemen, of Donald J. Trump and the legion of MAGA demons that we all know are hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours, all right? But before we get into that, let's take care of some very, very, very important housekeeping items. For those of you this might be your very first time tuning in, listening to me. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. Good morning, Rod. All right, and everyone else out there. All right, and what do the three H's stand for? It's very easy. First H is because what? It's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. There's nobody more honest than me. The second H is because I'm humble. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize. All right, and then the last and the most important H of them all, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain. You've guessed it. What? The most handsome, and Eugene knows that, all right? And he keeps trying to steal the shine, but it won't work, all right? Because the light's on me, not you, bro, but I love you to death. Now, many of you know exactly what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. It's very, very incredible, sensational, diabolical, magical, in a way sensational, theatrical. You know what I'm getting at, right? And what we're doing is we're destroying the MAGA cult day by day with lives like this that require us to engage in very, very difficult conversations with people who have, you know, in the words, you know, in a sense of how you understand cults work, they've drunken the Kool-Aid, so to speak, right? And they're very, very sick. These people are sick mentally. And what we've diagnosed it as, to be very blunt, is these are a bunch of fragile, most of them, a bunch of fragile, usually white guys out here in America who don't feel like they're getting a fair shake. They don't feel like they're getting a fair shake out of this country of ours because, you know, Donald Trump has convinced them that they are truly the victims of racism and sexism and everything in between, right? And so what these people have done is they have a hit list, so to speak, of all the people who've wronged them. And definitely black people are at the top of that list, but you know who else is on the top of that list? Oh, women and anyone else, a person of color, anyone who's a different religion, anyone who's an immigrant, all of you, you're joining me and the rest of us in the country. For some strange reason, we are the reason that these snowflake loser white guys that support Donald Trump just can't seem to get a fair shake. And so what they've done now is they've drunk the Kool-Aid, and now they're running around here thinking that they're up when they're really not. And they're doing very harmful things to this great country of ours, right? It is profound. Thank you, Alter Ego. Alter Ego, be honest with me. You don't hear anybody saying it the way that I say it, do you? I say it the way it is, all right? And that's the problem in this country. They don't like the perspective that I provide as a black man in America, and a handsome black man. I was going to say handsome first, but, you know, we'll say what it is. A handsome black man in America who just, you know, I've been in red states. I live in a blue state, California. Actually, shout out to California and W. I want to say there's yes on Prop 50. Please vote yes on Prop 50 if you're in the state of California. If you have friends in California saying don't vote for yes on Prop 50, or they're referring to Gavin Newsom using very disgusting names, those aren't your friends. These are people that are what I'm about to describe. These are the victims. These are the people in the country that somehow believe they can't be successful because of you, because of me, and because of all the other wonderful people in America. That's what makes America great, right? And so with that being said, we're going to go through some content together, and then we'll engage in some very, very meaningful, powerful dialogue with those who can honestly get up here and contribute to the platform. If you can't contribute to the platform, like the guy that we had up here yesterday, you know, I was thinking about it, and I'm just going to implement a new executive order. And maybe, Takesha, you can help me get it going. If you get in my box and you just sound flat out ignorant, I'm just going to ask you to go ahead and drop down. And I might do the Lake of Fire, I might not, but I'm just going to ask you, just drop down. I'm not white. I support what's right. I support Donald Trump. Oh, okay. Well, Caden, send me a guest request. Could you send me a guest request? Because I might actually start the show off differently with you. All right. But before I go any further, I got to give everybody the heads up. All right. If you are a person like Caden, perhaps in your feelings right now, and you can't handle harsh words being said that are honest, do me a huge favor, because I know the MAGA demon has gotten you this morning. Leave this live right now, because it will get very, very uncomfortable for you in here. I promise you it will. If I don't do it, someone else that I know will do it. All right. I'm the nicer, but other people, they're not going to be as nice as I am, right? So if you don't want your feelings to hurt this morning, leave this show right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Caden,
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And so with that, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. I take no responsibility for where the sparks are going to end up flying. And I just encourage all of you to grab your shields, grab your weapons, whatever you need, and just do what you got to do. Protect yourself mentally, your mental health. All right. And now let the games begin. All right. So let me see. Oh, Caden didn't send Big Zeus a guest request. I guess Caden understands how I get down. All right. So the first thing that I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is this. I want to bring to your attention that Donald J. Trump yesterday, he went into a meeting with President Xi, talking that big, you know what they call it? They call it stick talk. They called it stick talk. Yeah, we're going to restart the United States in program. I can't say it on TikTok, but it's the N word, not the one that you and I know, but the one Trump likes to throw around because you know he uses it in private, all right? And he probably would say it in public if you just gave him a chance, all right? But so he goes into this meeting, W. Rick, all right? Thank you, champ. And he's going to go in there and he's going to tell President Xi, listen, I got these ends that I could do a lot of damage with to your country. I've slapped you around with these terrorists. I'm coming here to take TikTok, and I'm coming here, President Xi, to make you bend the knee to me like all of my supporters. And I own China. That's what he went into the meeting thinking. And I'm going to keep slapping you. And give me the mineral deals. And yeah. It's my world, not yours. And so President Xi, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what happened, right? The doors closed. I got a video. The doors closed. And then all we get is this from Donald Trump after the meeting. And he's on his way home. He's on his way home, right? I mean, really. I know. Why didn't he just stay there? Right? Seriously, right? Who wants Donald Trump to come back? Not me. But listen to what Donald Trump says. And what I'm going to say is this. He didn't get any deal. He didn't get a deal. After all this stick talk, he didn't even get a deal. All right, look at him right there. Somebody looked at his neck. I mean, look at the neck right there. I mean, this is the guy that went over there and got his butt kicked and handed to him, and now he's coming back home like a true loser.
He's a great leader of a very powerful, very strong country, China. And what can I say? We have, it was an outstanding group of decisions, I think, that was made. A lot of decisions were made. There wasn't too much left out there.
Oh.
And we've come to conclusion on many very important points.
Oh, conclusions.
We'll be handing that to you in a little while. You know, there was a lot of different things. Many of them very important. We're in agreement on so many elements, large amounts, tremendous amounts of the soybeans and other farm products are going to be purchased immediately, starting immediately. If you notice, President Xi authorized yesterday for China to start, did you know that? China to start buying in very large quantities of soybeans and other things, which I appreciated. That was a very nice gesture. And many other things like that. On fentanyl, we agreed that he was going to work very hard to stop the flow. You know, it's a very complex subject because.
So what I'm listening for, and he's just not able to get me to that point is, okay, I got a deal that is better than anything Joe Biden could have ever, negotiated. That's what I was honestly waiting for him to say, but he never gets around to saying that. He just keeps bringing up the word, agreement. We got a little agreement on the soybean. What is the agreement? Well, they're going to resume purchasing. Okay. So we're back to where we started. Because you can't make up for the lost time and profits that these farmers have been, dealing with right now. And so if you're only doing this, you're only saying, well, I'm on my way home and all we got was China saying, we're going to resume purchasing soybeans. I can't help but wonder, wow, President Xi must have a lot of power over this guy. Yeah, because that's not winning. That's not stick talk. That's not winning talk. This is loser talk. I'm disappointed, to be honest with you. No millions and millions of dollars, no trillions of dollars coming from China. None of that talk.
It's used for lots of different reasons, including anesthetics and things.
Even on the substance, the chemical that he was saying he used to justify the tariff, he's not even stopping that anymore. He said he's going to cut back on it. That's all he could. President Xi said he'll cut back on it because if you didn't know this, a lot of the chemicals that they use in that actually can be used in other things, and so my hands are tied. Well, Donald Trump, what was all this about then? This is just all about Donald Trump getting off and trying to prove to his deranged, bottom of the barrel, truly ignorant base. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I stand on it. And if I'm wrong, someone can come up here and bring me evidence that speaks to otherwise. But I really do believe Donald Trump is going to eliminate all of his base, the bottom of the barrel of the base, come midterm, because nothing he does is helping them. Everything Donald Trump is doing, I know about King Midas, but this situation we got, it's the exact opposite. Everything this man touched, it literally turns to crap. And so what I'll do is this. Hey, Caden, are you still here? Did you send me a guest request? Please send me a guest request because I want to make sure you get this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire. And this is for Donald Trump wasting millions and millions of taxpayer dollars, flying all over Asia. In those movies, you got to work your way up to the top to get to the boss. The boss was President Xi. And he gets up there, and all he had to do was unleash the combo, the MAGA demon combo. President Xi, he just stomped that thing. And guess what? Donald Trump's coming back home a bigger loser than he's ever been. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Donald J. Trump, the so-called president of the United States, where he belongs, straight to hell! That's a huge W, Zeus. All right. Do I have any Christians out there that support Donald Trump? Any of you Christians out there supporting Donald Trump? Where are y'all at? I just want to talk about one subject that came across my timeline. There's a moment. Okay. So did somebody write me? Hold on. Did somebody write me? Okay. Okay. You can't handle the truth. Great. I want to ask you something, Mr. Whoever you are, Mr. Christian. Is it okay for in the Bible should Christians marry folks who are not Christians? Is there, I just wanted to double check with the audience. Is it okay for somebody who professes to believe in Jesus, the Bible, Jesus Christ and his teachings? Should you be allowed to go out and nothing wrong with that in 2025? Well, okay. What about this scripture? Deuteronomy 7:3-4, which states, "You shall not intermarry with them, giving your daughters to their sons, or taking their daughters for your sons, for they would turn away your sons from following me to serve other gods." What about that? I'm just throwing stuff out there because we have a serious issue in this country. I could give you another one. What about Malachi 2:11? This is Old Testament. Judah has been faithless, and an abomination has been committed in Israel and in Jerusalem, for Judah has profaned the sanctuary of the Lord, which he loves, and has married the daughters of a foreign god. You just can't be running around here, MAGA, you so-called Christians, and just marrying women outside of that aren't believers in Jesus Christ. All right, and I could give you so many other examples. I'm just reading Bible scripture. We go to New Testament, okay? 2 Corinthians 6:14, do not be unequally yoked. Do not be unequally yoked, unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? Plain and simple. Unequally yoked. So I want to make sure MAGA understands this. If you are a white Christian man, you shouldn't be out here dating outside of your race. You shouldn't be out here marrying outside of your race. All right? Because the Bible says don't do that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and watch J.D. Vance And this is evidence that J.D. Vance is a pure demon. And many of you have probably already saw this. A strong immigrant woman asked J.D. Vance yesterday at Turning Point headquarters. I call them Demon Point headquarters at this point because we know what's going on at that place. J.D. Vance thinks he's the new Charlie Kirk, and now he's going to get up here and try to defend stuff that is clearly indefensible. And so he's confronted and asked, how can you stop? How can you stop it and tell us we don't belong here anymore? And these are great questions that folks, white men marrying outside of their race, need to be asking themselves. And we'll go ahead and get this on the record. And you know what? I'll go straight to judgment.
Hello, Mr. Vice President. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk here today. I did not agree with many of the things that you said right ahead of this, but I don't think that's my point to discuss
go
here.
Ahead, get him.
What I want to ask is, you are married to a woman who is not Christian.
So, I love this part. A woman confronting, building up the courage to ask the Vice President of the United States, how are you walking around here not following through on your promises that you've made to God, the God you claim you serve? This is when J.D. Vance, he should truly, truly repent. And all of you other white guys out there who are married to women outside of your races and you're calling yourselves Christians, just listen up.
Wikipedia, I just looked that up. I don't even know what her faith was. I didn't know this before. But she still calls herself Hindu. You are raising three kids in interracial, cultural, racial, religious household. How are you maintaining or how are you teaching your kids not to keep your religion ahead of their mother's religion? Or how are you teaching them that your kind, they're that kind who got here just few years or few decades ago is different or is better than your mom's kind who got here just a generation before? How are you balancing that? And when you talk about too many immigrants here, what?
Hold on, and I don't want to stop this, but somebody in my comment section said, Shelby, what did Shelby say? Uncle Tom for Democrat master. Ooh. I must be striking a real strong chord with you because I've exposed you. Yeah. See how your racism all of a sudden creeps out? But I promise if I ever... Shelby, are you a Christian? Go ahead. You know what I'm going to do, Shelby? Guess what I'm going to do, Shelby? And you can't stop me. I'm going to hit play.
When did you guys decide that number? Why did you sell us a...
Oh, hold on, Shelby.
An elegant.
Hold on, Shelby. Don't stay right there. Come on, Shelby. Come on, stay, Shelby. Don't do that, Shelby. Stay focused now. I need your undivided attention, Shelby. Yeah. Oh, God gave me this message to give to you, Shelby. Listen up.
A dream. You made us spend our youth, our wealth in this country and gave us a dream. You don't owe us anything. We have worked hard for it. Then how can you, as a vice president, stand there and say that we have too many of them now and we are going to take them out to people who are here rightfully so?
Shelby, are you living in sin right now? Are you out here worshiping a foreign god on the low, but acting like you're a Christian on the up in front of all of us? Shelby, you've been exposed, champ. Yeah, I'm going to keep on exposing. You know what I'm going to do, Shelby, again? You know what I'm going to do? You can't stop me. Watch me. I'm going to hit play in front of everybody.
By paying the money that you guys asked us, you gave us the path, and now how can you stop it and tell us we don't belong here anymore?
Yeah.
And one more thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One more thing. Do you have to
There's
be...
a lot there. I don't know if I'm going to remember all this, but I will try.
I'm sorry. I have to say all of this, and please take it with due... I'm saying all of this with due
go ahead.
respect. I have no intention of causing a scene here or anything, but...
We're not close to causing a scene, don't worry.
But... we talked about Christianity, all of this. I'm not even Christian, and I'm here standing to show support. Why are we making Christianity one of the major things that you have to have in common to be one of you guys, to show that I love America just as you do? Why is that still a question? Why do I have to be a Christian?
Okay.
Shelby. Shelby. What he ought to do is apologize for living in sin, right? Because she's already done her research. And what he ought to do is ask God to forgive him for leading the folks who claim to be true believers. He's a false prophet leading them astray. He really needs to get down on his knees and repent, Shelby. But I want to show you exactly what a demon does, all right? Because this is how you expose a demon.
There was a lot there, and I'm going to try to respond to as much of it as I can. So on the question of immigration. So first of all, I can believe that we should have lower immigration levels, but if the United States passed a law and made a promise to somebody, the United States, of course, has to honor that promise. Nobody's talking about that. I'm talking about people who came in violation of the laws of the United States of America, and I'm talking about in the future reducing the number of people. Sorry, what?
Can I continue on that?
Yeah.
Because when you just said you are not stopping with the people who came here legally, right?
Yeah.
But you are pushing out policies that hurt us. And these policies are not even solving the problems. These policies are just creating chaos.
No, ma'am. Okay, so again, I'm gonna finish answering the question, and then if I've answered all 9 of your questions in less than 15 minutes, then we can keep on going.
See, the thing is, he thinks this is a game. JD, just admit it. You're a fraud, bro. We all know it. How can a Christian be over here dating women outside of their race that don't even follow the same religion as them? How does JD? That's a crisis going on. What are you teaching your children and your policies that you keep thinking are only hurting the people who are in the country illegally? What this woman is calling you out for is she's making it crystal clear to you. They hurt her, and guess what? If the woman you were with wasn't married to you, they would directly hurt her and the children. And why are you pushing it, you hypocrite? But I know, just like true devils know how to do, he's going to sit up here and try to flip this and gaslight her into believing, guess what? You're wrong for questioning me. Because that's how these so-called Christians like to be, and I expose them every day. That's why I have the lake of fire and do what I do.
We got to have a little fun, right?
No.
So here's the thing. I can believe that the United States.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna get the bills paid. See, you know, we got to get the bills paid, and I get it. Keep the jokes to yourself. Keep them to a minimum.
Should lower its levels of immigration in the future, while also respecting that there are people who have come here through lawful immigration pathways that have contributed to the country. But just because one person or 10 people or 100 people came in legally and contributed to the United States of America, does that mean that we're thereby committed to let in 1 million or 10 million or 100 million people a year in the future? No, that's not right. We cannot have, I'll go and finish. We cannot have an immigration policy where what was good for the country 50 or 60 years ago binds the country inevitably for the future. There's too many people who want to come to the United States of America, and my job as vice president is not to look out for the interests of the whole world. It's to look out for the people of the United States. Now,
and I'm gonna stop that right there. And I really did pick up on it. The folks that are out there clapping, that's MAGA, once again cheering for their own destruction. See, the problem with MAGA is they don't understand how life works. There's universal laws that work. If you do something to one person, eventually it's going to come back and circle around and be done to you. So you might not want to do it. And JD Vance is once again trying to escape that level of accountability. And we're not going to let him on this show. All right. And again, JD, just answer the real question, though. How are you married outside of your race to a woman that's outside of the same religion? All right, that you claim you practice. All right, this is a crisis. And he's not the only one that does this, by the way. There's so many of them out there. These are some hypocrites.
Now, you asked a personal question about our interfaith household.
Oh.
And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not a particularly religious family in either direction. In fact, when I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist.
Oh.
And that's what I think she would have considered herself as well.
Oh.
You know, everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we decided to raise our kid.
So he throws his own wife under the bus. You see how the devil does it? So he throws his own wife under the bus to justify him not living up to what he is professing to all of us. He reflects and represents. He was agnostic. I don't have a problem if you're agnostic. All right, just own it. I think J.D. Vance should stop and just say, I'm agnostic. I don't practice any of this. I marry who I want to marry, and that's my business. That's all he has to say, because that's the truth. That's the truth. He's marrying whoever he wants to marry because he loves whoever he wants to love. That's how life really works. Unless you're in this MAGA demon cult. And then you got to sprinkle in some of this religious nonsense. This I call it manipulation, master manipulation. All right, because anything outside of what I just said, this is J.D. Vance. This is simply you being a false prophet. And J.D. Vance, why can't you cite any Bible chapter and verse? That's all I was listening to him to say. Give me Bible chapter and verse, J.D. Vance. We're 5 minutes into you explaining why you're living in sin and we can't get Bible chapter and verse? What a disgrace.
Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. But thank you.
Somebody said he's not living in sin. Darren Laston. He is living in sin. Have you lost it? Send me an invite if you don't think J.D. Vance is living in sin. I promise you it'll be the worst moment you've ever had today, because I'm going to expose you for what you are, you hypocrite. He is living in sin, and he's clearly not following the teachings of the Bible. All right? Do you even know what sin is, Darren? You should drop the PhD. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up the lake of fire, because we have a true demon, a demon with a PhD. I'm assuming it's true he has a PhD. He could be lying. You know, a lot of them pretend to be smart. If you're so smart, why'd you vote for Donald Trump? Oh, never mind. I answered my own question. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending this MAGA demon who claims they got a PhD where they belong. Where are you sending them, Zeus? Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, so we now know what MAGA's kryptonite is right here. We got it. White guys marrying outside of their race, calling themselves Christians. All right? They call themselves Christians until we have real Christian conversations about why are you marrying somebody that's not equally yoked to what you're doing, all right? And again, personally, I have no problem. I'm a Democrat. I can say this. I have no problem. Marry who you want to marry. That's where I am personally. I have no problem with who J.D. Vance married, honestly. But I do have a problem with him acting like a hypocrite out here. All right? Acting like at home where he lives at, he acts like it's all on the up and up, you know. Everything we do, we got crosses in every room. We pray every day. We live perfect. My wife, she's a Christian. My children, they're Christian. And then we find out all of this. So he's taking advantage of the immigrants in the country. He's seeing the immigrants coming in, and he's looking at them now. Oh, which one of y'all can I hook up with? He's trying to, have some fun with these immigrant women that are coming in the country. So he's living a different lifestyle. As far as I'm concerned, it's predatory in a way. It really is. It's some sick stuff. But I'll let J.D. Vance keep, digging a ditch for himself.
My 8-year-old was also very proud of his first communion. Thank you, guys. I'll tell him that Ole Miss wishes him the best. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that. because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love. Again, one of the most important Christian principles is that you respect free will. Usha's closer to the priests who baptized me than maybe I am. They talk about this stuff. My attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family and you trust in God to have a plan and you try to follow it as best as you can. And that's what I try to do. I want to make a final point.
Why, Mag? They clap for this. This is how you know these folks ain't really reading the Bibles. They're not reading the teachings. They're not doing any of this stuff. They haven't looked at the survival scroll for themselves. These folks are literally primed candidates for hell. J.D. Vance, if you follow what J.D. Vance say, you truly deserve to be in the miserable state that you're currently in. Yeah, sitting at home watching Fox News, drinking Diet Cokes, eating Cheez-Its, getting radicalized by J.D. Vance, who has not cited one Bible chapter or verse to justify why he continues to live in sin and disgrace this great country of ours. But go ahead, J.D., because I got something you don't.
So I don't want to cut you off. I want to be respectful to all the people behind you in line. But I want to make this point about immigration, okay? If you ask the question, what is the exact right number of immigrants for the United States to let in, it is just very specific on the context. If you go back to the 1920s, the United States passed an Immigration Reform Act that effectively cut down immigration to close to zero for 40 years in this country. And what happened over those 40 years? The many people who had come from many different foreign countries and different foreign cultures, they assimilated into American culture. And there was an expectation that they would assimilate into American culture.
Wasn't.
I think we have two problems in our immigration system today. And my guess is you're probably a slightly more leftist political persuasion, liberal political persuasion, maybe not. But here's the thing. I remember back in my establishment GOP days when I was still very early getting involved in Republican politics, I remember a conservative think tank person who told me that one of the reasons why immigration was really good is that if you had enough diversity in a country, people would mistrust each other and they wouldn't join labor unions.
Who is this person?
Okay? So when I see a lot of left-wing people who theoretically support organized labor saying we need to flood the country with a limitless number of immigrants, they're unwilling to set any limitations on it. My response to that is you are destroying the very social trust on which American freedom and prosperity was built. And that is really important to me.
I'll do it for you. I do it now. I'm going to go ahead and say that. So, JD. Where's the truth? So he's saying if you let a bunch of immigrants into the country, you're destroying the trust in the country. But then J.D. Vance turns around and marries an immigrant. He must think we're all as ignorant, blind, and foolish as those who continue to be in his cult. The one that Donald Trump created with his ignorance. And guess what? Donald Trump's married to an immigrant too, but they don't want to talk about that. Why won't Donald Trump marry an American woman? Why won't J.D. Vance marry an American woman? Two white guys, right? Why? Is this a trend that I don't understand? I mean, I could be wrong, and I'd hate to make it about race, but I got to make it about race because I can talk about it, all right? Because I'm a black man in America, and I know what's up. So what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and warm up that lake of fire because if I don't talk about the race issue, they'll talk about it, so I'll talk about it first. This is another example of typical white Christian males in America who believe that they're somehow the victims. J.D. Vance never cited any Bible chapter or verse, but he sure had no problem throwing his wife and children under the bus to justify himself being able to live in sin. So guess what, J.D. Vance? I told you I got something you don't got. What is that, Zeus? A first-class trip for you. Where? Straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
I don't let this stuff get... Like, I might just look at this on a normal day, and I'll just ignore it. But if you ask me to weigh in on it, there you have it. And if you don't like it, maybe you didn't hear what I said at the top of my show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And I mean that. I don't care about your feelings. I really don't. Because where were your feelings at when this lady was yanked out of the car and slammed to the ground by ICE in front of her daughter? And they called themselves Christians. I could show you. Let me go ahead and do it. I didn't want to do it today but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Look at this. I don't know if you've seen this video on circulating on the internet, but this is two men. That's what it takes to get somebody to cooperate with you. This is what's going on in America. These are the same people clapping when J.D. Vance just got done talking. Guess what they do? Get right back out here and start worshiping the devil in the name of ICE. We're just doing our jobs. This is what they're doing to women, children all across America. Where's the guy at with the PhD? Send me a guest request. Tell me what part of the Bible is this? While you're over there living in sin. This is why I say J.D. Vance is living in sin. I'm not talking about the sin you can see. I'm talking about the sin you can't see. That we all know he's doing. And this is evidence. Let me go ahead and enter this exhibit, and then I'm going to send Donald Trump all the way down. And this is I'm going to read the description. ICE violently detains a mother driving daughter to school for not having her social security number memorized. Now I want you all to imagine this happening to you. You're driving your child to school. You never woke up thinking, maybe now, because if you're a person that's, an immigrant in this country, you now are waking up, honestly, feeling like there's a target on your back, which is, most black folks know what that feels like, because we've always had to live our lives in this country with the idea. So, they're trying to do everything law-abiding. Get in the car. I'm going to take you to school, because guess what? If I don't take you to school, we're going to be in a lot more problems, right? I know Donald Trump is out here cracking down on us, but we want to make sure we're following the law to the T. So your children, you get them in the car, you're driving them, you're obeying the law, you're going the speed limit, you're stopping at every stop. You're not even doing the California roll. You know what the California roll is. You get to the stop sign and no one's coming, you just keep going. You're not even doing anything like that. And this is happening where? In Harrisburg, Virginia. And all of a sudden, it's not the police. That's not the police. Who is that? Oh, that's ICE. Now, you're panicking, but you got to follow the law. And then this happens, ladies and gentlemen. So she gets out of the car. She doesn't want her daughter to see it. She goes to the back of the car. Her daughter turns on the camera. Her daughter has a good mind and understands what time it is. Starts filming the interaction. And she sees her mom and the ICE agent just talking. And then things escalate to a level that just totally, ladies and gentlemen, makes me sick to my stomach, fam.
Mama!
Who thinks that's acceptable? Who thinks that is an acceptable way to reflect that you're truly a Christian? I'm traumatized by that. I don't want to hear nothing like that. See two grown men assaulting a woman right in front of her daughter, and they think it is acceptable because they are wearing a badge. That's why I say it, and I learned this from a wise person. They said, son, you better be careful out there because there's a lot of criminals with badges. And I never understood that. Well, then I learned later on, because sometimes, you have your encounter with the law. But this is an example of what we like to call criminals with badges. These folks right here, they really think they're going to heaven. They really do. But I got some real information for y'all. Y'all ain't going to heaven. God don't care about your uniform. He'll shred that thing. That uniform gets shredded. That uniform will burn in hell like you. And as a matter of fact, that's a good idea. It's with great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that I do this. This is for the ICE agents that aren't being Christ-like out there, that are running around here being violent and abusive, not following the law, following man. Yeah, they're following man. Where are they following man to, Zeus? How do you do that? Oh, a lot of men have led other men to this place. Where? Where, Zeus? I'll tell you. It's a very hot place, filled, got a lot lava flowing like you wouldn't believe. Massive amounts of lava. Hotter than lava, as a matter of fact. Where's this? Where's this? I'll tell you, straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. And again, until MAGA starts to take accountability, this kind of content has to keep being put out. And I do apologize, honestly, because I tend to not want to be this abrasive. All right, I tend to be a very diplomatic individual. I like to try to I like to come to an agreement with people, and I like to keep things, you know, at a nice level where it's simmering and reasonable. But when I saw this video, and there's more of them out there, I just chose to play this one because the Dr. Jackie Funes Andrade is currently being detained, or the mother, that's the name of the mother, Jackie Funes Andrade, is currently being detained at the Rockingham County Jail with no pending criminal charges as a courtesy to ICE. The daughter says, I want this video out there because I want my mother home, and her daughter is 16 years old. And so that's why I shared this video. But this is why I do the stuff that I do, because these children don't have the voices to say what I can say, all right? They shouldn't even have to say these things, but I'll say it, all right? And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next part of my show where I actually engage in meaningful dialogue. Hopefully I could talk to some folks out there who are sensible, that are ready to turn away from the cult that Donald Trump has, you know, forced them to be in. And if we can make traction on that front, I definitely would be appreciative of it. But if we can't do that, then obviously we'll resort to other matters. All right. Obviously, I have the platform. I'm the host. All right. I can do the most, and I have executive authority to do as I wish, honestly. All right. So if you're a Trump voter out there, please identify yourselves in the comment section real quickly. We would love to engage you. We would love to engage you to get you to help us understand why you're still supporting a person that you know isn't a Christian. A person you know is out here being a hypocrite. Pick me up then, brother. Oh, okay, that's fair. You came in respectful. Come on up here. Come on up here. I invited you. Good morning.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard what I've said?
100%.
All right, what part of the country are you calling from?
I'm calling from the right.
Okay, that's it. Then I said, if you get up here and you're playing crazy, I'm not going to entertain it.
And your point is?
So I asked you very politely, what part of the country are you from? And you don't.
From the right perspective. You're talking to a MAGA Republican, I guess.
You can't be, if you know, the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they're in agreement? Right? So that's an example of somebody that if you're going to get in my, you know, how you start is how you finish. If you get into a discussion with somebody and we're starting off trying to, you know, be respectful, and you come in with the nonsense, you just told me you basically said the entire time we talk, Zeus, I'm going to be supplying you with an endless supply of nonsense. That's how I take that, all right? And so with that being said, I tagged you in, bro, but I had to go ahead and get you on out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up that lake of fire for that last guest right there who just got in here and tore his draws. He just tore his draws with Big Zeus. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending him where he belongs. Right back where? Right to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
King Ransom X. He said I asked a dumb question. You know what I say is this, and it's a test, right? I know Trump voters will get up here and lie about a lot of things, right? We've talked about it. Is Donald Trump a felon? Y'all will lie about that. Who's responsible for the attack on the Capitol? Y'all will lie about that. Who's responsible for the government shutdown? Y'all will lie about that. So forgive me, King's Ransom X, if I gotta ask a quote, dumb question to prove my point about how MAGA gets down and operates. Y'all cannot tell the truth to save your lives, because the moment you start telling the truth, you will be exposed as what? A hypocrite. I've been doing this for years. All right, I know what's going on. Some days I'm kind of like, let them go and do whatever they got to do. Somebody else will get them. Other days I'm on it. And I'll say this, the difference between me and you is very simple. Look at this. And I've done this, but I haven't done it in a while. The difference between me and you is, look at this. No strings attached. I, unlike you, am not a hand puppet. W. Zeus. Good morning, Flo. So let's try this again. Do we have anybody out there that supports Donald Trump that can actually get up here and very cleverly or very honestly articulate why you're supporting Donald Trump? Don't worry, we'll do the rest after you honestly explain why you're doing what you're doing. We'll do the rest. Trust me. Trust me, we'll do the rest. All right, now look at this. Don't ask for yeah. Okay, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, guess what? Obviously, KW Patriot. Thank you, mods, for KW Patriot. I can't bring you up. All right, go get your real account. And I'm sorry for the mutuals that I'm kind of putting you through this little bit of a pause for a moment, because I really want to make sure we make the point that needs to be made with the audience this morning. We're trying to get to the bottom of why is the government shut down, right? Why are you supporting a person that's actually out here stealing from us, the American people, who thinks he can just help himself to the tune of $230 million by just going into the treasury and saying, hey, Scott Bassett, give me $230 million because, I was indicted and I didn't think that was right, so I am entitled to $230 million. None of them will have the strength to come up here. Yeah, we're paying for his plane. The real Liberation Day is about to happen. I didn't even bring that up. Yeah. Where Donald Trump won't release the $6 billion or more. I don't know, $6 billion, $9 billion. He could release that to make sure everyone can eat in November come Thanksgiving. He could totally do that. It's within his power. But he has a bunch of these weak men who are in their feelings right now, who just can't stand the idea of somebody getting help, because they themselves are a bunch of miserable people. I mean, J.D. Vance has so much money. Why is he worried about somebody getting a couple of $100s to feed themselves and their family for a month? Why is he worried about that? He should be more focused on Donald Trump going in the White House, going into the Treasury and giving himself $230 million. He should be more worried about Donald Trump cutting, what is he doing? Oh, I know. Getting all these trillions and trillions of dollars that he's been bragging about, and we don't see any of it. He should be really worried about Qatar getting access to our military facility in Idaho. That's what he should be focusing on. He should be focusing on Argentina getting $40 billion. Nah. Okay, come on up here. He said it's not my job. GHO, come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. GHO. DHO, he doesn't have the ability to get up here. Yeah. Just typical. Thank you, mods. These folks don't have any real answers. They don't have any real answers. We'll move it along.
Good morning, Zeus.
Hey, Takesha, how are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm very upset a little bit, obviously. You see why I'm upset, but for the most part, I get it. And we're going to keep doing the work we've been doing, all right? So I'm good health-wise.
Well, I'm gonna talk about something that happened yesterday, but I gotta say this, Zeus.
Somebody said this, Takesha, that guy, Takesha, a black woman. Oh, see how it's racism come out? Sorry, Takesha.
Thank you for the compliment. Because I am a black woman. I'm very proud to be black. I wouldn't want to be any other color than black.
Thank you.
Now, Zeus, the Bible did tell us we could marry outside our race, Zeus.
That's I read scripture, Takesha.
Zeus.
I read scripture, Takesha. Now, are you talking about me personally, or are you talking about me as a MAGA Christian man? Because if you're a
Zeus,
MAGA Christian man, Takesha, I'm going to
Zeus,
disagree with you, Takesha.
Zeus, you
Takesha,
can
I got to
Zeus,
disagree with you.
Zeus, Zeus. The
I mean, you can
Bible,
say what you got to say,
Zeus,
but you
the
know we're going
Bible
to have this
never
one out.
said. The Bible never said we could marry another race. Now cut it out, Zeus.
Takesha, did the Bible say something? And, doesn't it say something about being equally yoked?
That doesn't mean race, Zeus.
Takesha.
Zeus.
Okay, let's go back to the Bible chapter and verse.
Go
Go
on
ahead.
to
Can
it.
you read Deuteronomy 7, 3, and 4?
What does it say, Zeus?
I read it.
Read it again, Zeus.
You shall not intermarry with them, giving your daughters to their sons or taking their daughters for your sons, for they would turn away your sons from following me to serve other gods. Then the anger of the Lord would be kindled against you, and he would destroy you quickly.
That's why you got to go back and read the chapter before. He was talking to the Israelites about the Canaanites.
Takesha.
Because he said they serve different gods, Zeus. And if they married him, hold on. If they married the Canaanites, then the Canaanites could influence them to serve the Canaanites' God rather than the God of Israel.
Well, let's go to 1 Corinthians then, since you want to go into the new 1 Corinthians 7, 12 through 14. To the rest I say, I, not the Lord, that if any brother has a wife who is an unbeliever and she consents to live with him, he should not divorce her. If any woman has a husband who is an unbeliever and he consents to live with her, he should not divorce him. For the unbelieving husband is made holy because of his wife, and the unbelieving wife is made holy because of the husband. Otherwise, your children would be unclean, all right? But as it is, they are holy. So that's different if you're already married to somebody.
Dude, that ain't talking about race, Zeus.
Takesha, I'm not gonna do it, and you and I, we can have a conversation. But as far as I'm concerned, Takesha, and a lot of people might not support me in it, but it's how I honestly interpret it. There's a lot of examples of God in the Bible saying, you can't be marrying folks who are not of the same, not being equally yoked.
Equally yoked is like your belief, not your race. But we're going to move past
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
And
we can have a conversation.
I'm going to let you have it. Listen,
because Takesha, should a person get married to somebody that's the devil?
No, but that ain't.
Thank you, W. Zeus. And I had to say that because the way that J.D. Vance and them are acting, they're literally acting like folks who are immigrants are the devil.
Well, J.D. Vance can marry the devil because J.D. Vance is the devil himself. There is nothing Christian about J.D. Vance. I don't care how many times he put that little suit on and go sit on that pew at church. He ain't nothing coming from the word of God because it has not changed him at all.
Bingo.
So we ain't even finna worry about that fool right there.
All right, well, there you go. And you know what, Takesha, I love you so much because what you and I just did, it's a good example of, we don't always have to agree.
Exactly.
And we still love each other. And this is how America should work, by the way. But please make your point.
At the end of the day.
Thank you. And I love you. W. Takesha, ladies and gentlemen. We got to give Takesha a huge round of applause. Because I'll go to bat for Takesha like you wouldn't believe it. Y'all better not mess with her.
And I love you because you're the most handsome.
Thank you.
Poor Nutty. Nutty and Santana and all them, they just living in the Lulu land. But it's all about you, Zeus. It's all about you.
Oh, my God. Listen. Wow. You know what? You right, Takesha. Never mind. I was wrong. Takesha, you right. Takesha's right. I was wrong. I'll throw myself in the lake.
You're so crazy. Listen, yesterday, I wanted to say this right quick because I want to give everybody else their time. Yesterday, we saw the example of what a trauma bond is.
Really?
And I'm going to tell you exactly how MAGA has a trauma bond when it comes to Donald Trump and the Republicans. The Democrats are fighting for health care rights.
Yes.
They're fighting so your premiums can stay low and you can afford your insurance. And I never talk about this person, but I got to bring him up.
Who?
As a trauma bond. Snuggles.
Oh!
Said yesterday, well, the Democrats just need to open back up because they're holding up the government and they can do this and that. You're sick.
Yeah.
You need your health care.
Yeah.
And you out here mad at people that are trying to make sure that you can keep the very thing you need to try to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Just because it's a Democrat. You out here fighting against your own best interest because you have a trauma bond with the Republican Party and Trump. The more he does to hurt y'all, the closer y'all draw to him, the more he makes suckers out of y'all. These people have a trauma bond, Zeus. Every time they do something that's going to affect them negatively, they draw closer to them.
Yeah.
Zeus, MAGA has a trauma bond when it comes to Trump and the Republican Party. I've never seen where people can get you to be mad at people that's trying to help you.
You remember when Biden and Kamala was trying to help him out after Hurricane Helene?
And they were mad.
And they got convinced that the FEMA folks was coming to take their house. Wow. That's how far gone these folks are, Takesha.
Zeus, they are far. Zeus, they so gone. Now you got your president telling me he want to test out nuclear. The man building his bunker. You know, he finna start something, Zeus. And he gonna go in there hide, and MAGA gonna be standing around the gate of the White House with their military artillery on that they done got from Toys R Us, you know, because it ain't gonna be real. Some of they protecting the president.
Yeah. She's
foolish.
Wow.
Foolish, Zeus. I'm gonna be mad at some folks that's trying to help me keep my health going because they are them. I can't take
because Takesha, they believe that the Democrats are trying to give the health care benefits to the folks who are in the country illegally. So they're mad. They're so mad that they're willing to not eat.
That's why I said, if you want to fool the people, put it in writing, because they ain't gonna take the time to go read it nor research. It don't take 1 second to pull up our undocumented immigrants. You know, can they get health insurance? And it'll tell you absolutely not. They have no social security number. They cannot get ACA. They cannot get Medicaid nor Medicare. But they ain't gonna go try to read it, Zeus. The only thing they gonna say, Trump said. Republicans said. Mike Johnson said yesterday. He not bringing the house back because he don't see no point of it. So that means you don't want to negotiate. And you going to get on TV and keep lying that it's the Democrats. And you basically saying you ain't finna budge, you ain't finna break, you ain't finna try to come to no agreement because you don't want the government open anyway. Your party mad at you because you're not trying to open the government. Marjorie Taylor Greene coming out dogging you out. Now y'all trying to make it seem like she don't know what she talking about. It's utterly ridiculous.
You heard what Marjorie has been saying, huh? No, it's not the Dems. It's not the Dems. King Ransom, it's not the Dems.
See what I'm saying? Now, and then if they gonna give in, when January come and Katie premium go up, guess what she gonna say? It's because of the Dems.
These folks.
I can't, Zeus. I can't with these.
Those would be the only 4 words they know.
The Dems. Yeah. Because of the Dems. Wow. Let me go, because they making me mad about a minute.
Don't let them get to you. But listen, as always, sis, I appreciate you. And you know what? I appreciate you for, correcting me on that. I really do, all right?
I ain't fooling with you, Zeus.
When you said that I was the most handsome, I said, now, she ain't lying, so I got to go back and rethink about what I just read. So I'm going to go stand corrected for in the meantime, all right? We'll just call it a tie.
Put your robe on tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll call it a tie. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, and then I just love how she actually pointed out the fact that Nutty ain't really that handsome. That just, you're right when you say it like that. I mean, listen, like I said, I'm Triple H for a reason. The middle H is because I'm humble. I mean, somebody has to be humble out here on the internet, all right? And I don't mind doing that because it's just another notch under my belt, all right? Huge W. But I'm going to be honest with you, Takesha. Until God puts it on me to change it, I'm going to keep telling these folks that are married to these folks that are immigrants out here doing devil's work. You're living a lie. You're a hypocrite. And if you really mean that, if you really don't like immigrants, then you should get a divorce immediately. That's what I'm going to keep telling them. You need to get if you are a person that opens up your mouth and demonizes immigrants, I bet not catch you ever around an immigrant. And don't try to hit me with, well, this person came here legally. No, because at one point, We know what happened. Things were a little rocky. All right, everybody has a struggle. Everybody has a struggle. And I know if I put that white glove on and I rubbed it against your past or their past, I find some dirt. All right, and that's another huge W, Zeus. Okay, me and Takesha, we agree on that. You see, I can clean it up. I could clean it up. All you got to do is give me some spick and span and a little disinfectant, all right? And I can do it, all right? Let's move on to the next guest. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Who do I got? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's straight facts. I haven't heard my sister.
Hey, what's going on, Zeus? How are you doing?
I am all right and a lot better now that you're here, all right? How you been?
I'm doing just fine, and I just want to add something on what you were just saying. And don't y'all eat not another taco, not another Chinese dish, not another Asian, not another Jamaican, not another. Y'all don't like immigrants.
Thank you.
You say it all day, every day.
Thank you.
Don't like them, and you're playing in our faces.
Yes.
I get so mad at blagga, slagga, lagga, whatever the fuck you want to call. Whatever the mess you want to call them, because you can see clearly. And one on my algorithm on X, they so bipolar. On one they don't like black people. On the next one they like it. On the next one they got a black person talking about how black people shouldn't be getting snaps and is making the black woman come home.
Yeah.
And then the next post talking about how they can't stand low IQ people. Yeah. I want y'all to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Do you like us or you don't? But I'm gonna say this. Let me let y'all listen to what Governor Newsom said, because I was. Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
I played that exact same video this morning on my live with JD Vance talking to that young lady and not answering the question, because it was so disgusting to me to sit there and listen to him talk that mess when he lays down every single night with an immigrant.
Wow. Diabolical, right?
Diabolical. How they can do that. I call it Christian 2.0.
Yeah.
It's Christianity. It's to turn your other cheek while I slap you and you don't turn your other cheek.
Oh, I won't do that.
It's, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you gotta die before you live in paradise while I live on paradise right here on earth.
Wow.
It is the hypocrisy for me. But let Governor Newsom tell you what it really is about.
Yeah, 60s world. You got the Supreme Court talking about getting rid of the Voting Rights Act, and that's very real. Yeah. That may likely happen in just a matter of months. I mean, they're rewriting history, censoring historical facts. It's a unbelievable moment. All this anti-woke stuff is just anti-black. Period, full stop. All the CRT, ESG, DEI stuff, that's all this is. It's this great purge, and it's happening in real time. And I'm sitting here, and I feel like, luckily I'm governor. Yeah. But we're not doing enough. We're not calling this out. We're not drawing a line here. And again, it's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about who we right and wrong, man. Yeah,
right or wrong.
Damn wrong.
Right. If you don't have the ability right now, Zeus, to read between the lines, to hear these obvious calls, what do you call them? The racist dog whistles.
Yeah.
If you aren't able to point out those dog whistles, then you are the mark. We are not stupid. Let's talk about this too real quick. Conservatism. I want somebody in the audience to come up here, a MAGA, splagga, naga, whatever you want to call yourself, to come. I know every time I say that I can get a little laugh out you. Yeah. Come up here and explain to us, what has conservatism done for people of color? I want you to name one bill that conservatives, not Republicans, because Republicans at one time were progressives, or could have been a progressive wing of the Republican Party and a conservative wing. If you really understand what you're talking about, I want you to come up here and tell us a time when conservatives or conservatism did anything for people of color. Because if you can't tell me that, then that tells me that you have no idea what you are talking about.
Bingo.
Conservatism has never done anything for the people. The government is shut down because conservatives want to raise the premiums on your health care for individuals that have pre-existing conditions that but for Obamacare, aka ACA, Care Act would not cover. They're not coming to replace anything. It'll be different if they're saying, let's go ahead and take away health care. Let's disable it. It's no good. It has its problems that we all know it does have its problems. But let's replace it with something that's going to help the people that if we take it away from, they won't suffer. That's not what they're doing. They're trying to increase the premium on people that need the coverage the most.
Wow.
I'm a healthy individual.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and seek Obamacare, even with this false. I'm not going to seek that because I don't really need health care like that. Yeah. I can live without it for a year or two or not because ultimately I'm healthy. I need preventative things, but I'm healthy.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about people that went out to specifically get Obamacare, aka healthcare, whatever it was, because they couldn't afford the medication, you are actually dealing with people's lives right now.
Wow.
And that is why the Democrats are standing hard on their side. Because if they let this go, what you're essentially doing is you're giving a death threat, a death certificate to all those people that need that medication.
Amen.
It's ridiculous.
Amen. W straight facts. And you're totally right. I mean, do you think Democrats should vote yes and then hopefully get this thing worked out with the Affordable Care Act before the end of December? Do you think that's what we should do? Because I've heard a lot of people on the right say that we should just trust the Republicans to, negotiate in good faith and just sign this and, open up by signing the CR, signing off, voting for the CR. What do you think?
No, because they don't. First of all, we're going to go back to conservative. Conservatives have never given us a reason to trust them. Conservatives, just trust me, bro. Yeah. No, we can't trust you, bro, because you lie.
There you go.
Y'all lie all the time. You historically have lied in our faces. So no, we can't trust what you say. If we go ahead and pass that CR, they say it's a clean one, but whatever. If we go ahead and pass that CR and then try to negotiate after the fact, we have no leverage at this point. Right now, we have all the leverage in the world, and that is the American people. You guys just have to do the work to educate yourself on why the government is shut down and not listen to the BS that the Republicans are saying. What they're saying and watch what they do.
But here's the thing. They're saying we're the ones not feeding the kids and, firing and the federal employees. They're not working. Don't we care about them? Straight facts.
Of course we care about the kids. That's the reason why we voted for Kamala. When we didn't care about the kids, we would have voted for Trump because we know he's a Chester. He don't care about the children.
Bingo.
He over here lying, talking about he giving the money, giving the people on WIC some money. If you'd have left it alone, you wouldn't have to subsidize the WIC program. It would have been just fine. But you wanted to come in and mess with something. I hate when the Republicans, a.k.a. MAGA, Splagga, Blagga, whatever the hell y'all want to call yourself, try to pretend like we're the ones who are against children when you are the ones that are not coming up with programs, with anything to help. You're pro-life and that's a pro-birth and that's it. Because once the baby is here, you don't care about the baby again. We voted for Kamala, so don't ever question what we feel about taking care of protecting children because we don't vote for chomos. We voted for Kamala because we like for people to be able to be who they are in their skin. We voted for Kamala because we like to have our rights protected as women at the federal level. We voted for Kamala because we like to be able to access health care with a reasonable premium. We voted for Kamala because we wanted to see gas prices and grocery prices go down. We voted for Kamala because we knew that she was going to try to balance the budget over trying to grease the hands of the billionaires. We voted for Kamala because we have sense. And we live in the real world, and that's the United States of America. Y'all voted for Trump because he is a crime, knock-kneed Chester con artist, and you thought you was going to get some money, and you ain't got nothing. from the man. The man is reaching in your pocket and taking your money as we speak while you jump up on these panels talking about MAGA, 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 MAGA. All you do when you do that is you tell us clearly that you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and you are delayed. And your mama and them was the no children left behind. Your people sat up here and got that generational wealth off the backs of people and didn't pay for that labor. And now you mad because said same people are telling you you should have picked your own cotton.
Ooh.
Zeus,
oh,
I'm out of here.
W straight.
But you know, I gotta go back to my non-existent job that they think we don't have.
Oh,
you know
okay.
I mean?
Stick to doing that. All right, you keeping it real out here. All right, in the field. I appreciate you. All right, and don't let them get you. Don't let them work you too hard.
Let me tell y'all, blagger, swagger, naga, something else for I leave. Y'all think that the reason why black women don't have y'all in the home is because we chose government and food stamps over y'all. Black women are the most educated demographic in this country. Why would we go get educated just to be on welfare? Let's start with that. Number 2, we don't want you in the home because you have ED. I'm not messing with no mush dick and I ain't messing with no cheese dick. I have y'all your day that y'all deserve.
Hit the gas and kept going. W straight facts. You know. Woo! Lord have mercy. And she was talking about. She wasn't talking about Big Zeus, no. She could be talking about Big Zeus, but I know a lot of brothers out there that might have been in that predicament. All right, you know what? It is what it is. All right, just own up to it. All right, everybody could get it in this show. W Zeus. All right, I gotta say it. Like I said, it's the Thunderdome. All right, I told you all this is the Thunderdome. You're gonna hear stuff sometimes. You agree with it, you don't agree with it, but it's gonna make you think. All right, and that's what this is all about. Let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got next? Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All righty then. All right, hold on. All right. Oh wow, we have who is this? Good morning. Yeah. How can I help you, Nutty?
Now we know Takesha has dementia and Alzheimer's.
You can't go after Nutty. You can't go after Takesha, bro.
No, we know Takesha has dementia and Alzheimer's. Talking about you the most handsome girl. Bye, girl. Bye. And you can sit there.
Nutty, they're booing for you. Come on, brother. You're losing it. This isn't the Nutty we know. This isn't the Nutty we know, bro. You okay?
You eat that garbage up. You just be eating it up. How y'all doing today?
We're doing all right, bro. We really are. I'm sorry. Sometimes you end up catching one, but you know, I mean, we got to be honest on the show, and I hope we can let bygones be bygones.
It's all good because we know the truth. So
okay, fair enough.
Anyway, so I have a question.
What's that?
I'm just confused, Zeus, and I need someone to help me get past my confusion.
Fair enough.
We keep hearing about the poor people. It kind of reminds me of the blacks, you know?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
But we keep hearing people come out against people who are in need. But yet the people who are in need are all of us. Are all of us that's not in the 1%.
True.
It's every single one of us. Because at any day, any one of us is a paycheck or 2 paychecks away from being critical. Because this government that's supposed to be for the people, by the people, and of the people keeps taking for themselves. But yet the government has been shut down almost 30 days now. Almost 30 days this government has been shut down.
Wow. 30
and
days.
If the people who go to work, you've gotten paychecks since then, since the government's been shut down, correct?
Yes.
If you look at your pay stub, what's still being taken out of your checks? Can you answer that question?
What is it?
Taxes.
Oh. They're still doing that?
If the government is shut down, why are federal taxes being taken out of paychecks?
Well, apparently that's critical. That's mission critical. That's critical for the government to be able to take
because the same people like 5X. Oh. The same people like Snuggles.
Oh.
The same people like Dane. Now listen, day and a half ago, 2 days ago, there was a church moment on here. We even left out with prayer with Dane.
Yeah, we did.
Listen, I don't have that same energy for Dane. I don't have that same energy. Q, good for you. I'm glad you do. Glad you do. But I'm not going to sit here. I don't care if he looks like me based on skin tone. The devil is the devil is the devil. Wow. He's the devil.
Wow.
You get up here and you talk about everybody else except for the people you need to be talking about. When Donald Trump is literally robbing every single one of us. Not you, but us collectively.
True.
That $230 million that he told Scott Bassett.
Yeah.
What jury awarded him anything?
None.
He was not awarded anything. He's robbing us. But you say nothing. You say nothing.
Wow. That's facts. That's facts.
Was it 5 pounds of gold?
Yeah.
What happened to the emoluments clause? Y'all keep saying, well, Obama got this, Obama did that, Biden did this, Biden did that. But the stark difference between those two gentlemen and this piece of crap we have sitting in the White House, they follow the law.
Wow.
And if and when someone calls them out and say that is unlawful, what do? They go back and they correct it so they can comply with the law.
Right.
That's why you need to have counsel around you that's going to hold you accountable.
Wow.
Even Barack Obama needed to be held accountable.
Everybody
Even
should.
Joe Biden needs to be held accountable.
Everybody.
But yet when it comes to Donald Trump, when people try to hold him accountable, you say it's TDS. You say it's TDS. This government has been shut down, but tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah.
It's going to be payday for a lot of folks. Look at your pay stub. Look at your pay stub. Are they still taking out federal taxes? Well, if the government is shut down, they should be taking out federal taxes, right?
Right.
But the government's still getting their money. Wow. This is why I have no love for people who get up here talking this mess about people who are on welfare, people who are on WIC, because they pay into that same system. So the government's not giving them I almost said it. The government ain't giving them nothing.
Tell them, Nutty.
They're just taking their own money back that the government took out of their check from the labor that they've already put forth.
Wow.
Stop it.
Wait a minute now. You were talking, and just Christina 84, you said, yeah, Biden used AutoPen. He followed the law. Now, I thought you had turned a new leaf. I'm a little concerned. Is everything okay, Christina?
Zeus. Christina doesn't even know what an AutoPen is. She's just regurgitating things that she's heard. Christina, she don't know what the hell an AutoPen is. Christina, if you know what an AutoPen is, you get up here and you explain it to me.
Christina, do we want to talk about that?
I'm sick of people who get up here and start talking about stuff in which they don't know anything about because they've heard it somewhere and they take it and they run with it. Christina. Get up here and explain it to us, Christina. Get up here and explain to us how using an AutoPen is illegal.
I've been making inroads with Christina, and I can't do that.
Good for you. Good for you.
I'm really trying to make sure I don't allow, because I think she might be hanging out with people that don't have her best interest, and I got to try to, go after that lost sheep, so to speak. But Christina,
yeah, you know what? That's a sheep that needs to remain lost.
She's not. But Christina, listen, we're a little concerned. Because this is outside of your character. You recently turned a new leaf, and we were really doing a great job, moving in the right direction. Your performance was actually looking like were actually listening to the content we were creating, and now it seems like you're not alert or aware that Donald Trump doesn't even know some of the pardons who he signed off on. Right, Nutty? Am I right? The 1,600 J6ers, he didn't sign every single one of those.
Guess what? He used an AutoPen.
Okay, so Christina, if you want to come up here and you want us to help you through that, I would be more than willing to. But you can't, right, Heaven, you can't be backsliding in the kingdom. All right?
This is what I'm talking about, Zeus. Every single president has used the auto pen since it was invented.
Thank you.
This is what I'm talking about. But yet they're so stuck on Joe Biden because that's what their daddy has told them to do. They can't get up here and explain what the auto pen is all about because guess what? Donald Trump is using it right now. Do you think his fat tail with his sausage fingers are sitting there signing everything?
I don't. I know it ain't. And no, I don't fall for the okie doke. You might want to relax on that. Big Zeus doesn't get easily manipulated.
The brother can't even change his own depends, let alone write.
Yeah. Thank
So
you, Nutty.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. But going back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
these people, tomorrow is payday for a lot of folks, and you're going to see that your taxes are still being taken out, state and federal.
Yeah.
Are still being taken out. So my thing is, if the federal government is shut down, then why are we still paying federal taxes?
Bingo.
Why are we still paying federal taxes? Can anyone answer that? Because I'm confused. I'm confused with the people like Dame and Snuggles who will get up here and they'll talk about healthcare. It's absolutely sick that you don't want your fellow man to have access. That's what it's about. It's about having access to critical care.
Yeah.
When needed.
Yeah.
I don't have to be you. I don't have to look like you. I don't have to believe in you in order to say, you know what? This is a human being. This human being deserves access. Because healthcare is not a privilege. It should be a right. A God-given right.
Yeah.
What's funny is that people in prison have better healthcare than those of us who are not in prison. Because guess what? They get sick, they're going to get to a doctor.
Yeah.
They're going to get the medical needs that they need to get, even in prison.
Yeah.
But yet we can't give our fellow men who are out here walking around who haven't committed a crime. Now, I'm an advocate for people in prison getting health care. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate because it's a human right. So what say you? When are we going to stop the nonsense and start focusing on the people we need to focus on, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg,
real people.
Donald Trump? Those are the people who don't need it, but those are the people who are getting the most welfare.
Tell them, Nutty.
I'm out. Thank you.
All right.
And by the way, Takesha, do better.
Love you, Nutty. And we're going to actually, no. We're going to stop that. We're going to do that right there. You can't say that. Can't say that, Nutty. You better leave Takesha alone, bro. We got all kind of paperwork and start flying around. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, W, Nutty, all right. All right, let's bring it back. Do we have anybody out there that supports Donald Trump that wants to be able to come up here, and try to explain to us why you're still supporting a demon? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. All right, it doesn't take long. Just get in here and at least be honest. I asked the first Trump voter, I said, hey, where are you from? What part of the country? What state? The right. It just shows you these folks, they don't genuinely care. They just want to be out. They just want to be chaos agents. All right, so put a 1 in the chat. Where's MAGA at this morning? It's Thursday morning, Liberation Day. I call it the real Liberation Day. It's right around the corner, where a lot of you won't be able to go and buy food anymore because guess what? The food stamp situation. You know what's going on. Yeah. All right. Okay, Crimson Leo. There you go. Crimson Leo, are you a Trump voter? Jim Crow Democrat. Oh, whoa, there you go. Jim Crow Democrat chat. Yeah, come on up here. Uh-huh. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. We ain't got nothing on that, ladies. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. These folks don't got nothing to offer Big Zeus. They just sit up here and spread lies and spew hatred all day long. Alrighty then, let's move it along. All right, send me a guest request if you are a Trump voter, and I'll bring you right on up here. It doesn't take long, okay? Who was that? Did I miss a comment? Danny Built. Good morning. I guess that was an accident. We'll leave it at that. Oh yeah. Who do we got next? Put a one in the chat. Did I miss somebody? I thought there was a comment up there pinned. All right, yeah, he got in the box. Said, "Oh no, I don't want to go. I don't want to do all of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen." All right, Crimson Leo, keep putting a one in the chat. All right, we'll try Crimson Leo. I sent you an invite. Come on up. All right, how can I help you?
Hi, I am definitely not Republican, MAGA, none of that.
Oh, well, you pressing a one. Why did you put a one in?
You said push one.
If you're a Trump voter.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I misheard.
Oh, okay. Well, is there anything you want to say real quickly? Then we'll move on.
Yes, I want to say that these people have lost their minds. They have really and truly lost their ever-loving minds.
Wow.
They are robots. They are just crazy. Who doesn't want to help the children? That's out of their mind. They are out of their minds.
Yeah, I agree. And so do you buy the lie that it's the Democrats that are shutting the government down? Or
No, I'm part of the 92%.
Amen. All right, let's go. That's what I wanted to hear. All right. What part of the country are you from? Before I try to bring up my next guest, what part of the country are you from?
I'm from Texas.
All right, W Texas. Well, listen, Crimson Lion. All right, or Crimson Leo, I should say. I truly appreciate you coming on up here this morning. All right, I really do, and hopefully we could get you to get up here and hopefully hit them back again, ladies and gentlemen. That's Crimson Leo. W's in the chat for Crimson Leo. And what I appreciate about you, ma'am, is I asked you a very simple question. What part of the country are you from? And she said Texas. You see how easy that stuff is, MAGA? But when we get y'all up here, y'all can't do that. So if you would lie to me about where you're from, the rest of the conversation is going nowhere. I don't got time to waste, all right? So let's go back to the audience real quick. We got a little bit more time left. And I wanted to honestly engage with some Trump voters this morning, but I don't mind not engaging with them because I get it. Oh, you know who that is. That's Asler. That's Asler. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. And after Kabira let us all know what you really been up to, the life of sin you've been leading, I don't want that devil to jump off of you, then jump onto me, so I got to protect my peace. You got to stay away from the lucky and unfortunate, right? And so Asler, repent, bro, because your soul is truly on the line. And that's a huge W, Zeus and WVIP. Asler, don't you got to get to work? Asler, don't you got to get to work? Yeah, he's a whole joke. Somebody said he's a whole joke. You better go look into that. All right. Let's go. Put a one in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Where are all these strong, I call them the white Christian males that I wanted to talk to one of them. One of them got really upset when I was saying that they shouldn't be marrying women who are outside of their race and maybe even from different country, the immigrant women. Y'all got to stop doing that because I do. And I'll take a little bit of heat for it, and I'll take as much heat for it as I need to. If you are a white guy out here worshiping Donald Trump and you're married to an immigrant, we're going to have a lot of problems. We're going to have a lot of problems because what you're doing is you're living a lie. You're living in sin. And guess what? I won't allow that on my show. All right. W Zeus. All right. Let's see who we got next. Good morning, Solid. Welcome, Solid. Welcome to the show. How can I help you?
What's up with you?
What's going on, champ? Everything's good. How about you?
How you been? I'm just squirrel.
Hey, man.
Hey, this is what I want to say.
Go ahead.
Everybody, I'm gonna say this because I gotta get ready to go. Miss Sally gotta get ready to go to therapy. Okay. I'm gonna give much love out to Keisha, you, Val. I want him to go look this up. You know who started the ACA Act?
Who started the ACA Act?
Hey, this started for Barack.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney.
Really?
I would not lie. When Barack got in there, 10 states had this already. And he just pushed it out there for it could be national for everybody. And he got in front of you. Can go back and look this up. Don't you know when he was in there, don't you know that he turned around, got in front of Mitt Romney. He said, how you gonna say this is this is not good for the economy when you started? Right hand guy. I used to follow. I listened to a lot. I would not lie to you, bro.
No, I don't think you are.
This had Val. If he listen, just tell him go research it. This started way back. It was, and I'm gonna tell you one state that had it. It was Minnesota. Minnesota had it, and they said they were doing good. But when he got it in there, and everybody was getting it, and they didn't have to pay. Everybody was getting it, and didn't have to pay. Then the Republican wanted to gut everything out. Barack stopped. He said, "Y'all could do this part. The rest of it can't be stopped." And now they trying to gut the rest of it out, bro.
Wow. Well, guess what? You know what, Solid? You gave me some game, and what I'm going to have to do is look into it like I always do,
I
champ.
promise
But
you. That's why they put their little thing on there, call it
yeah.
The Barack I'm stuttering right now, but they would call it Barack Healthcare. No,
Yeah.
it's the Obamacare. This started the ACH Act started way before Barack got in there. 10 states had it, and Barack made it nationally. And when he made it nationally, they got mad. You remember when the Democrat owned the Senate and the House, and Barack was in there?
Yeah.
They made sure that even Mitch McConnell said they gonna make sure don't nothing pass.
Wow.
So and that's the reason why that they try to make this Affordable Care Act bad when it started up under Mitt Romney.
Yeah, Mitt Romney implemented a version of it. Mitt Romney implemented a version of it in Massachusetts. Romney Care 2006 with bipartisan.
Okay. So
I looked into it.
you know I'm not lying, right?
Yeah, no, you're not lying, bro. You're all right, WW Solid, all right. So that. And actually, it says the Heritage Foundation in '89 endorsed it as a way to promote personal responsibility, the individual mandate component. So what you're getting at is this is actually a Republican idea.
Bingo. That's what I'm talking about.
Didn't Donald Trump used to be a Republican?
He was a Democrat at first.
Yeah, Democrat, you know what I'm saying. They go back and forth. All right, W Solid, you get what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
And it's crazy that they said do as I say, not as I do. But y'all want to start something and then turn around and put something new over the old instead of finish what you're doing now. They just didn't want a black or a Democrat, no matter what nationality or race you are. As soon as they push the issue, they don't want them to make history, but they won't be the one to do it. So now, like you just read it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I want to get out there, man. Much love.
All right, much love to
y'all. To the family. Like I say, man, hey, you can drop me down. I'm finna get ready to go to me and Miss Solid finna go to therapy. So
all right. Well, listen, I appreciate that. W Solid, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. Oh my God. All right. Do we got any? Where are the Trump voters at? Max, come on up here, Max. It doesn't take long, Max. Come on up here. Love T Pearl. The boy's mama. Did you a Trump voter? They put you up here. You keep putting one in the comments section. Are you a Trump voter? Lovely T. Are you a Trump voter?
No, or my dead body.
Oh, okay. Well, how can I help you real quick? We're looking for Trump voters.
No, I just want to say I'm a Liberian and an immigrant. I'm so proud to be an immigrant in America, and I came here and I'm doing my best. And to all the immigrants, I want to say kudos to you. Don't think that you are not worth it. You are. To be an immigrant is not, or wish hunt is not, because sometimes the way the Republican say things about immigrants, it hurt me so bad. And this morning, I've been listening to you for a while now, almost like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
and I'm ready. And I'm even at work right now listening to you. You're doing so good.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
People say that I spread hate. People say that I spread hate.
No. They will always say it because they are on the other side and they see what's going on. They think it's good. So they will always say when you try to tell someone, the truth hurts. That's what happened. But you are doing good.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be an immigrant because I came here 2016 on. DV, they call it lottery, on the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And I came here 2016, left my family back home. I came here knowing nothing. It
Yeah.
was the first time I even got a visa card.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? But I worked my way through, and today, when I mean work my way through, I was able to get in the system, work, and I'm a citizen. And it brought pride to me the day I got my citizenship. I cried because this is what I wanted to be
Yeah.
able to help my family.
Yeah.
So most people think that to be an immigrant, and I work in the health field. I talk to most of the white people here. You know, when you come, you just think all the white people in America, they are from here. But some of them are not from here. Some of them are from Norway.
Yeah.
They are from different countries,
Yeah.
Spain and things. But they came here, the family came here to see greener pasture. And
Yeah.
today they are part of America.
Yeah.
So what will you say about the other people? But then you hear you tarnishing the repetition, and some of them who are talking, they are not basically from here.
Yeah.
Their family came here and they were born here.
Right.
So why will you just, because sometimes the way they talk about immigrants, how they are rules, they are thief, and immigrants, I got a neighbor who he's an immigrant, he came here, he don't have paper, but that man, he works so hard.
Wow.
And sometimes he be telling me, he say, I don't have no paper, I don't have paper, but I work, I got like temporary paper.
Yeah.
But if anything should happen to me, I've been here for a while now, I won't get social security, I won't get nothing. But yet and still, I still work and the people take taxes from me.
That's how he
So
tells you. So he says he's working
yes,
very hard here. He doesn't have the
yes,
paperwork. He
ye-
doesn't get medical, right? He's not
nothing.
getting any of
He
that.
paying for his pocket.
He's not getting food stamps or anything.
No,
Well, why are they telling us that people like him are actually getting these
because
benefits?
he don't have paperwork. They will always ask you for your paperwork. They will always ask you if you're a citizen. He just have a temporary paper.
Got it.
And he been here like almost close to a year now. And he a very sweet person. He came here with his family. He got
Yeah.
2 kids with his wife. They are
Wow.
my neighbors. But he paid out of his pocket. The kids weren't born here. They were born in Mexico. But he paid out of his pocket, but he still worked because
Wow.
of the temporary paper they gave him.
Yeah.
But he don't have no access. Sometimes we talk. So
Oh.
the thing is, some of the Americans that here, they are not doing anything, but they still getting other benefits.
Yeah.
And then
They're
people who
late.
work hard, they don't have benefits.
Yeah.
So, I just want to encourage everybody, keep doing what you're doing.
All
To
right.
be an immigrant is not a crime. It's not a bad thing. People come from different countries. They try to get citizenship. They work. They live. They support their people. They live happily. So that's all we need to do.
All
Thanks
right.
to everybody on your panel and
Right.
Takesha. I really love her so much.
I do too.
And yes, so
Thank
to
you.
you, to all the other people, to Val, they should keep doing what they're doing because of some of them.
Yeah.
We know what we ought to know. Because I
Yeah.
listen to you, I know so many things.
Wow.
So
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, lovely. I really do appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Steve.
You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's an amazing. I always appreciate it when folks get up here and they just, they're being honest. And I think that is a good message. Just because you're an immigrant in this country, it does not make you a bad person. Despite what Donald Trump and all these MAGA Republicans are saying, it doesn't make you a bad person. And let's not ignore the contributions that immigrants have and continue to make to this great country of ours. All right, because at one point we all were immigrants. As a matter of fact, we all may still be immigrants. All right, let's move it along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Brother Attacking, how can I help you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, especially now that you're here. Where have you been?
My body clock has been really messed up the past couple of weeks now.
Stop it, attacking. Stop it. Stop it. That's a poor excuse.
Yeah. The reason why I requested up is Nutty made a comment about January 6th.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I got an audio sent to me and I put it on my page. Let me pull something up really quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. It's amazing these people are alive. All right. This person here is Brian. If you're able to put me on the big screen or big or whatever.
Why is it not allowing me? Hold on.
I don't know.
It's not allowing me to expand.
That's okay.
There you
go. Okay, well that's Brian Sisnick.
Oh,
and Brian Sisnick, you know, one of the cops who lost his life because of January 6th, the first one.
Yes.
And that's a bear. The bear that his girlfriend gave him. Did you know that Brian Sisnick and his girlfriend were Trump supporters?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. They liked Trump. They supported Trump.
Wow.
Yeah, I got audio. I did research on him after I got this audio audio sent to me. Yeah, after I got this audio sent to me. This person here, keep me right there. This person right there.
Mm-hmm.
And another group, from what the audio shows, that they were talking about January 6th and saying that the Democrats have nothing on Trump. They got to get over it. It's in the past. Leave it alone.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. This guy here said that Brian Sisnick deserved to be unalived.
Voter? He's a Trump voter?
Oh, yeah. Hold big time. Support him for the SA and everything. Well, anyway, he said Brian Sisnick, because of the attack, he lost his life because of cardiac arrest or whatever, because he was overweight and fat. And he goes, I like my police officers who are in shape.
These folks got a weird obsession, a weird fetish.
If you remember correctly, he made this statement kind of sort of in the same format of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
John McCain. I like my military not captured.
Yeah.
So he laid it out the same way. So this guy's on his page, he's heavy set and he's walking, he's exercising to lose weight. But they're lying about the people who lost their life on January 6th. Wow. One of the people said that people who passed away months later from January 6th, because there's 5 people who lost their lives in relationship, they didn't pass away months later. They passed away a couple days later. One person passed away of a heart attack, another one trampled, so on and so forth, within a day. And then, of course, you had some of the police officers who committed unaliving themselves.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why these people, I don't understand why these people who support Trump, like that man right there, tell us to get over it. It's like, get over 9/11. So what? No one caused it. It was done by Saudi Arabia. So what if
you can't tell people who've been traumatized how to deal with their trauma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't tell us that, and then he brings it up all the time. Trump brings up January 6th all the time.
Yeah, and he brings up the fact that the election was stolen.
That's what I mean.
What they were saying. They were saying, get over it.
No.
Why do you guys bring up January 6th? Well, Donald Trump brought it up just last week, and he also brought it up in England when and standing in front of everybody at the castle.
Yeah. I'll never stop. I'll never ever listen to Donald Trump when he says stuff like that. Don't bring up January 6th, but then he goes around and turns around and talks about, like you said, the election being stolen. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm not as simple-minded and ignorant and blind and foolish as his supporters are.
There is no Trump supporter who can come up in your broadcast, your live, and have an honest and in-depth conversation and discussion about January 6th, of how it was caused, why it was caused, and the outcome of what Trump did to the people who attacked it using his lies in regards to why it happened. They don't want to take those dots and connect it to Donald Trump. Brian Sistick would not be passed away if it wasn't for Donald Trump's lie about the stolen election.
But you know what, Attacking? You made me
What's
come
that?
to a conclusion.
What's that?
I've been talking about it, and I've been repeating it over and over, and I want to make sure people understand it. Donald Trump is doing all he can to destroy his supporters.
Mhm.
And this is another example of what I meant when I said that. So this guy supported Donald Trump, right? This guy, the cop, Brian Sicknick, and he supported Donald Trump to his own destruction.
Yeah.
You just can't write a story better than, I mean, and we got so many examples. Herman Cain. All right? All the 1,600 people who went to the Capitol that day, they all ended up being arrested. You lose your job, you lose your family, you get divorced, you lose everything, you don't got any money. And then he gets them out there. He doesn't give them that stuff back. No, it's gone. You're all going to be permanently stamped as a bunch of fools.
And some of them even got positions, in his administration.
And that's going nowhere. That's going nowhere because when this is all said and done, you know what they're saying? You know, Donald Trump ran a campaign on retribution. They're saying the next president, it's not even going to be, it's going to be vengeance because everyone's seeing these ICE agents literally throw their careers, throw their futures away because we got it on camera. What these guys are doing, running around here, slamming women and children down on the ground. Unacceptable.
You know, the thing is when I go live, I don't get people coming up in my broadcast like you do. You know, mine's just a rant for about 30 to 45 minutes, and my friends come up.
Yeah.
But the thing is this: you and I, if we had a choice, wouldn't be here talking about this.
Yeah.
We would be doing something else talking about. You'd go back to the Love Guru.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Yeah.
Talking about your music.
Yeah, I'd be doing that.
You know, and I would be doing something else, being a retired person, coming online, you know, listening to some people.
Correct.
Going to some of the people who teach keyboard and listening to them, listening to music and stuff like that. But we're here trying to pass along the actual activities of this guy without having to change or alter any of the things that he has said or done, using his own words, his own actions, his own tactics, manipulation of people. We're just telling you guys what you seem to be missing because you're not listening to Trump when he says this stuff, and you get mad at us when we repeat what he says and does. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's amazing how you people, when you say we have TDS,
oh God.
No. We're woke. Our eyes are open, our ears are open, and our mouths are open.
Thank you.
We're telling you what's going on that you seem to be missing.
Thank you.
You have TDS because you have to lie for him, cover for him, lie to protect him, lie to promote him, and then you have to lie about other people to make them look worse than what Donald Trump is, because unless you make them look worse, he won't look worse.
Bingo.
Okay? So you have to make him look better by making other people look horrible. And when you have people saying, don't say Donald Trump is a P da 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 D-O. Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that in your broadcast.
Why not?
Unless he has been charged, convicted, spent time in jail, and is on a registry. But the same people who say that, they lie about Joe Biden.
Thank you.
They lie about Hillary Clinton. They lie about Barack Obama. They lie about, everybody. They don't have any jail time, no conviction. They're not on a registry. Okay, so you have to lie about activities that they've done, ignore the activities that Donald Trump has done, and you don't even want to see the activity if possible. If it shows that he did anything, you just say, get over that as well.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
I don't understand it. I don't want to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Zeus doesn't want to be here.
No.
What you guys are helping Donald Trump do is destroy the fabric of America one chip at a time. Tearing down the East Wing. Do you know the 90,000 square foot If it has to, if it was 300 feet by 300 feet, a square,
Yeah.
you could literally build it, lift it up, and you could place it over the White House. It would encompass the White House.
It's bigger than the White House.
It's bigger than the White House. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He's building something bigger than the White House.
Wow.
Because see, when you go to Washington, you want to go see the White House, not the ballroom. That'll make it dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to go see an Arc de Triomphe like you go to France and see the Arc de Triomphe, right?
No.
You want to see Washington, our Capitol building, our White House, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Memorial. You want to see all this stuff. You don't want to see something built by a man who tried to attack a free and fair election to stay in as president, a man who uses military to go up against peaceful protesters doing their First Amendment rights just because he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
You don't want to see a man who says people in the LGBTQ community as part of the military, you have to be removed and you're not going to get your benefits even if you spend 15 years serving your country as a good American citizen.
True.
Come on, guys.
Do it.
I mean, seriously, come on. Why is Zeus having to be here and you guys are saying that he's getting paid by George Soros when you don't have any proof that he has?
Yeah.
Show a check. Show a receipt. Quit saying, and by the way, if he was, kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos. If he could make $5,000 a month or more doing this, I'd be doing the same thing, and so
I wish,
would you.
But I get what you're saying, but they shouldn't be worried about what I'm doing. They really should be worried about the man that's ripping them off.
Exactly.
Taking their money. And they should be paying folks like Big Zeus and all these other content creators that get out here and actually are doing the real work to save the country and make sure they have access to medical coverage.
Exactly.
And they should be donating to Gavin Newsom's campaign. They should be donating to Letitia James, her criminal defense fund, because, these are the real patriots. But they won't do that. They'll sit there and let Donald Trump rob them and then turn around and blame Big Zeus. These people are sick.
Yeah, it's just truly mean. And guys, unless somebody's living underneath your roof, unless you're paying their food, their housing, their medical bills, leave other people alone.
Thank you.
Quit. I mean, you might have the theory of you're white and right, you're straight, and that's what you should live like. Let people live their life. Let them be gay, straight, multicolor, whatever it might be. Leave the LGBTQ community alone. Because you guys say, why are they always in our face? Why do we have to hear it? How about this? Why don't you leave minority groups alone to where they have to fight for the same rights that you say you deserve, but they also say that other groups say that they deserve it too.
Yeah.
People in the black community, leave them alone. They have the right to live here. They have the right to love anybody, work where they want to work, do what they want to do. Leave the LGBTQ community alone. They have the right to love who they want, go to school, go to work, have the same rights that you do. See, the thing is this. The people that have to fight for their rights are the people that you dislike, and you don't want to give them their rights because you think you're better than them, and that your rights are the only rights, and that's the way it is.
Wow.
Come on, guys. Seriously.
Get him attacking. Thank you.
All right, my man. Be good, everybody.
W attacking, ladies and gentlemen. He laid it all on the line. Wow. You can't, sometimes the truth just comes out and you just gotta let it do what it does, all right? All right. So listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I was gonna just try to stay in a little late. I'm a little late, all right, but I'll try it a couple of times. Let's go one more time. Are there any Trump voters out there that have a little bit of hope left inside of them for Donald Trump? I want to get up here and tell us all how we all have been wrong so far this morning. Where are the Trump voters at? Has anyone seen them? Christina, are you still here? I did want to check in with you, Christina, if you don't mind. I want to make sure we don't have to have this bump in again about the auto pin or anything else that the Democrats are doing. All right, because I'm really trying my hardest to be very kind in moments like this. All right. I can't have backsliding in the kingdom. All right. Because, it's like a one bad apple spoils the bunch. There's a lot of people out here and we're getting them out of the cult. And you know what? You go hang out with your old friends again, and it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing, you just kicked a bad habit, right? And then you go and you hang out with those same friends that got you hooked on that stuff. All right. So I'm gonna ask that, Christina, I'm gonna encourage you to stop hanging out with those same characters that got you hooked on that bad batch that almost had you in the hospital, all right? Because this is serious stuff. And if you really want me to put it in a way that highlights why this is very critical, there are people currently right now out here still being harmed by your dear leader or your former dear leader, all right? And the moment you decide to relapse, you're increasing the amount of people who are going to be harmed. And if you truly, truly care about these people the way that you and I talked about it, then you have to hold the line. Don't let these people trip you up into believing that somehow it's time for you to, get a little weak in the knees about, drawing that line. No, keep holding the line. They're going to say a lot of things that sound real great to you. They are. And it's going to sound unbelievably great. But there's an old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. All right. And that's another. So W Zeus, and thank you, Lady Vance. I got to get. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing this morning, Jim? Wow. You rolled this thing out with me. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Recovering from my surgery, and for all of you who've sent me well wishes, thank you so much. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah. So, I came in when Solid was really preaching about how Republicans good, Democrats bad.
Yeah.
But what he failed to comprehend was the fact that it was a bipartisan vote. Every president, Republican and Democrat, tried to get that legislation passed for decades. And it was not only Barack Obama who managed to get it done and put it into place, but it was all the parties involved who literally said, we have been trying to do this for decades to ensure that American people had access to quality care. See, that's the part that fascinates me, because if anybody worth their weight in gold would bother to do the research, they would have known that. It wasn't Mitt Romney, by the way. So that's wrong. He did it for his own state. He didn't care about the American people. He did it in Utah. So it also passed, just so we know, with a 60-39 margin in Congress. So for everybody who does basic math, 60 is more than 39. Kind of like the current vote where 55 Republicans are holding up the legislation and 45 Democrats. So if you have the majority vote in Congress and the filibuster, the government could be open. It is the Republicans that are preventing the process of getting the government open. Yes. So that's what the filibuster is for.
Bingo.
So the fact that so many of your Republican followers come in here and give you misinformation, disinformation, because they think they're winning, ultimately, I want to remind you, you're in the same boat as all the Democrats, because these people that are in Congress that aren't doing the will of the people, they're going to harm you as well. Bingo. So while you're pointing the finger at your neighbors saying it's the Democrats' fault, the Republicans that are in charge of the White House, the Congress House, and the Senate are laughing at you too, because they know that you are literally blindly doing the evil work that they want you to do, because they're literally abdicating their authority to the President of the United States and the Heritage Foundation. Oh, there's that name, the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah.
You just said about 20 minutes ago that the Heritage Foundation in 1989, 89, y'all,
Ray,
that's over 30 years ago.
Thank you.
In 1989 was involved with what? The ACA.
Yeah.
It goes back even further than that. It actually goes back to 1986 when the first legislation was starting to come out. So this is the problem with Republicans, is they don't do any research.
Wow.
And if we go back to also the 1994 crime bill, you know how they always like to throw that on Joe Biden and blame Joe Biden? Oh. Yeah, it's so fascinating. Had nothing to do with Joe Biden, because you know who it was actually introduced by? Jack Brooks.
Oh.
Jack Brooks was the person who actually wrote the legislation and introduced the legislation to Congress in 1993. Wow. Jack Brooks out of Texas. So the only reason that Joe Biden's name is tied to that was because he was the senator who was also tied to the Judiciary Committee, and he wrote the Violence Against Women's Act. So the fact that people don't comprehend what the components are that led to that bill, that the NAACP and the Black Caucus also supported that bill, the fact that you don't know research and why is amazing to me. So we're going to start coming at you even harder to educate you so that we can prevent your children from being as dumb as you, and we can continue to keep the history as it should be, factual and actual.
Hey, man, let's go, Jim. Let's go.
They're trying to make you forget history. And I mentioned this the other day multiple times, that this is not going to be a ballroom. There's already a ballroom on Constitutional Way. It's already there. It's called the Mellon Auditorium. How many of you have actually gone and researched it? Please go research it so when you go into other lives throughout the days and weeks to come, you can remind the Republican Party that there's already a grand ballroom laden with poshness and gold that they use for the White House on Constitutional Boulevard.
Amen.
It's in the National Mall. So please do your research. When you find out more about the Mellons, you'll know exactly why they're tied to the White House and the corruption that is the Trump administration.
Are you listening, Ray? Because you're getting triggered by Jim. I don't know why.
And here's a bigger piece. Everybody that's in here that's still defending the Trump administration, you better get ready. You better get ready. Because Congress has literally abdicated. I want you to go look up that word. That's the word of the day. Abdicated their co-equal branch of government as a checks and balance to this sitting president and his corrupt administration. They are the ones causing harm to you and your family because they have the ability to stop what is happening in its tracks and protect their constituents. You know, you, the Republican people who voted for them, they have the ability to fight for you, and they're not. So if you're not on the phone telling them to open the government, if you're not on the phone telling them to fight for their constituents, you are part of the problem, and you have abdicated your voice and your vote as an American citizen to fight for democracy in this country, and all the veterans and all the women, infants, and children, and all the health care that needs to be passed for us, the federal taxpayer. Because what they are doing is stealing your hard-earned tax dollars. That's what they're doing. They are stealing it for themselves. They are starving your children. They are taking away your education. They are taking your health care. While Trump is getting free MRIs on your dime, you can't get an x-ray for your kid's ankle at Little League.
Wow.
So make sure that you protect yourself by getting on the phone today, calling your Republican congressman and saying, open the government and do your job, because they've literally only worked 20 days this entire 10 months that Trump's been in office on your dime.
Wow.
Their entire families have full medical. Their entire families are being vaccinated.
I'm angry.
Their entire families have access to all the things that your family is being denied.
Wow.
If you don't know who Russell Voigt is, you might want to go look up Russell Voigt, who literally is controlling our budget for the Heritage Foundation, is a co-author of Project 2025 along with Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, who is also abdicating his role. So please do yourself a favor. The Republicans in this room who are still defending this, guess what?
What's that?
You're in the same boat as we are. And as we know, the Trump administration likes to drop what on boats?
Oh!
Boom boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like how you did that and brought it right back.
Yeah. You're on a little rowboat to China with the rest of us, because that's exactly where we're rowing. Straight to China, because they're the ones that are going to be in control of all the powers that the Trump administration has literally thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
Because an economy can't continue to run the way it's running. A society filled with hate and fearmongers, misogynists, racists, it crashes. Anytime authoritarians try to take control, they ultimately destroy the place that they're trying to control. And we better figure it out.
Yeah.
As Americans, we have an oath to the Constitution. We have an oath to our fellow brothers and sisters that serve this nation, and to our children to give them a better tomorrow.
Right.
The greatest asset we have is our children. And what are they doing? They're lowering the age of consent for children to marry. They're literally telling you that the labor laws will be changed so your children will be laborers.
Wow.
They're getting rid of the migrants so your children will be the laborers that the elite are going to use as their working class. They don't care about you. They are literally telling you and your children that they are nothing.
Thank you. This is facts. This is facts. W Jim. All right. And as you were saying that, I noticed that a lot of the conservative women in this audience, and I don't want to mention their names, but they know who they are. They're getting very, very upset with you, Jim. Why do you think that is?
Conservative women are women who want to be taken care of and not be part of the solution.
Oh.
Here's the thing. In a society where we are allowing the rich and the elite to take more and more for us, your man's not going to take care of you, boo.
Oh.
He's not going to do it. You know what he's going to do? He's going to wait till you age out of the system and he's going to replace you. And that's what they do in the Republican Party. It's proven. Oh my God, wait. Do you have an example of that? Yes, his name's Donald Trump.
Oh.
He literally cheated on every one of his wives and replaced them with younger versions of his wives.
Oh.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh.
There's RFK Jr., who's literally done that with his wife. He's on his third wife. There's Newt Gingrich, who literally told his wife while she was sitting in a hospital bed with breast cancer that he was divorcing her. There's Rudy Giuliani. There are multiple instances where they literally, yes, Pete Hegseth, thank you, keep it coming. And if they're not replacing their wives, they're literally harming young girls. So I don't know, just pick up a headline. Just pick up a headline. Because that's literally how the welfare system in this country started, was because in the 1970s, by the way, women didn't have access to credit. Women couldn't own a business. Women couldn't own a house. It had to be owned by either their husband, their brother, or their father. They could not own their own stuff. And that is what they're trying to do, is take away your voice, your vote, your access to money and finances, your ability to stand on your own 2 feet. And then when it all comes crashing down, they want you to cook for them, clean for them, and pop out their babies for them. We can do that without a man. We can do that without a man. We don't need to be married to him anymore to do that. If you choose to be married, see, this is the thing about feminism. Feminism, that they try to say is a dirty word.
Yeah.
Feminism just means that I have an ability to choose. Do I want to love and marry this person? Yeah. Do I want to procreate with this person? Do I want to work outside the home or work inside the home? Feminism means that it gives you a choice to do what you want to do in a society that should be equal and honor you as you are. A strong, intelligent, well-minded, conscientious woman. So if you are supporting a man who tells you what you can say, if you are supporting a man who tells you who you have to vote for, if you are supporting a man who tells you when you can or cannot go out with your friends or what you can buy, they're controlling you. And there's a wheel for that.
What's that?
It's called the domestic violence wheel. You ever heard of that? So many of you may want to go research the domestic violence wheel and do some research for yourself so that you can see the levels of control that many of these Christian men, by the way, they call themselves Christians, think that they can control their women. And that is why we created such things as the domestic violence wheel, because there was a pattern of behavior that showed how these men controlled women. Welfare was created in many of these ways after World War II because many of these men left their first families for younger versions of their wives, and the women had no way to provide for their children. So they were given training, and they were given secretarial training, nursing training, school teaching training. They were given all the things that would provide them with skills and assets, skills, knowledge, and abilities to go into the workforce. And not only did we do that, ladies, we did it well. We did it better than them. And that is why they're trying to punish you now, because the women, especially the black women of the United States of America, are the highest educated women in positions of power. And that is why over 300,000 of them have been forced out of the workforce by this administration. Wake up, support your fellow women, support your wives, your sisters, your daughters, your cousins, your aunties, support them. take back your country, vote for the Blue Party, which
Yes.
is the Democratic Party,
Yes.
that is going to literally fight for civil rights, human rights, educational rights,
Yes.
women's rights, and a belief in
Yes.
science and math.
Yes, 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 W. Wow, W, Jim. I gotta say thank you. You know, you really have a great way of letting these folks understand what type of time we're on over here, and I truly, truly do appreciate that. All right. And so, ladies in the chat, W's in the chat for Jim once again.
And speaking of black women, there is
Yeah.
a highly educated Dr. Keisha, and I know she's in here.
Yes.
And we need to be listening to our highly educated black doctors, female doctors, pathologists, obstetricians,
Yes.
internists,
Yes.
allergists.
Yes.
Start listening to the medical collective. If you want to protect your children and your families moving forward, the medical collective is something that is going to provide you with actual factual data and statistics
Amen.
that are going to keep you safe.
Amen.
You need to listen to scientists who spend their entire education and careers saving the lives of men, women, and children in this country.
Amen.
I love you. Get your vaccines, everybody, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. We may not have access in a year, so please do your due diligence to listen to your medical professionals.
Amen.
Get vaccinated for the flu, get vaccinated against COVID-19, get vaccinated against shingles, whatever is available to you. Talk to your doctor. Do not listen to RFK Jr. He is not supposed to be in this position at all. He has no medical training whatsoever.
True.
Dr. Keisha, I love you. Zeus, I love you. Everybody stay safe. Take care.
All right, WW's in the chat for Jim. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. All right, listen, we've rounded a serious corner on this show. I didn't know I was going to be on this late. I want to double check real quick. Ray, did you want to say something, Ray? I mean, because I put you in the same category as my good friend Christina, and I would hate, because we are making so much progress, Ray. Jim was talking, and I just saw that you were, disagreeing, being very disagreeable. Is there something you wanted to say that maybe I could help you unpack before I move on? All right, because I got to get up out of here, but I don't want you to be led astray. All right, okay, you don't want to come up here. Fair enough. I just got to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, because you just never know if somebody has something intelligent they want to offer and share out with all of us. Good morning, the beautiful Dr. Keisha. Welcome to the show. Hey, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Jim, for the love.
Oh, she did a great job.
Goodness.
Yes.
Listen, I have some interesting news. And it's funny how things happen right when someone talks about it. Yesterday, I was listening to your live, I think, and there was an individual that was so happy to share their health insurance card, which actually is basically a discount card. It's supplemental insurance, right? And he was so happy to share it. And I'm like, wait, this sounds really familiar. Time magazine just put out an article today. Called They Hated Health Insurance, so they started paying for each other's care. And it's about fake health insurance cards. It literally is about what this individual.
Oh,
how fake health insurance is luring people in. And it's these people will go onto the ACA website, and you know how there's little pop-ups? Yeah. They'll pop up to something else, and then they'll get emails or text messages, and they're not actually from an ACA plan. These actually are discount cards where they'll say, we'll pay this much, but people don't understand they'll pay $100, right, for a visit or an ER visit. Probably not an ER, more than that. And then if the ER bill is like $6,000, you still have to pay the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
In addition to that, it doesn't cover emergencies, catastrophic events, and it does not cover pre-existing. What ACA does. So it's really interesting. That card he showed you doesn't actually go back to a specific insurance company.
Doctor, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go ahead. Dr. Keisha Davis. You know what? I gotta go ahead and do it. I gotta do it. This is why we gotta support folks like Dr. Keisha, because she's gonna get to the bottom of it. And a lot of you probably did it. I was going to do it, but what you just did. Scott, this is sad. This is a sad situation. This is the saddest thing I've heard all.
He got
well, no.
the okie doke. You know what he got? The same thing. He got the okie doke.
Oh, Scott, no, brother. Because, you know, Doc, it's one thing to be riding around, you know, he's in the truck, and you think it's good. You think you're good in the hood, and you find out you're not that good in the hood. Oh, man.
It's a discount card. It's a discount card.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Congratulations for getting a discount card.
You know, I got to think about this. I'm going to be thinking about this moment all day. Because every time he's gotten up here and shared that information, I go and look into it, and it doesn't come back. And then I come talk to him, and it's a different story. Every time it's a different story. But I didn't think about what you just said could be the reason behind all of this. Wow. Wow.
Just share the article with him, the Time Magazine article.
Okay, it's a Time Magazine article, and we're going to look into that. Wow, wow. Dr. Keisha Davis. I mean, seriously. Hey, Scott, we need to have a one-on-one call. One-on-one call, you and me, and we're going to call that number together, and we're going to walk through the whole situation, bro, because I'm starting to think Dr. Davis, wow. But I'm starting to think that they need to be supervised when they get out here in the real world. What do you think? I mean, is that something you offer? You know anyone that can offer that? A supervised, someone that can help people like him make calls.
He needs a patient advocate.
Okay.
That's what he needs.
Okay, all right, a patient advocate. I'm gonna have.
Because they would have told you it's legal but not illegal. You know what I mean? It lures people in, sadly. And this is the case of people that are not health literate. Wow. And I hate to say it, and it lures them in to think they're getting a full insurance plan, and they're not. So I feel sorry for him, Zeus.
Oh my God, Doc. I'm in pieces, Doc, because he's not the only one out there in this situation, and that the amount of work we need to do to fix this is crazy. No wonder they're so upset with healthcare right now. And Scott probably has a very serious, he has a strong opinion about people like, getting access to healthcare when he thinks that a bunch of people who are getting it illegally. I can understand the frustration now a lot better, especially when you're getting taken advantage of like he is.
I hope he doesn't have a pre-existing condition.
Yeah.
He's going to be in for a big surprise. It's so funny. The black man could have saved him through the ACA.
Oh, no, you didn't, Dr. Keisha. I can't. Wow. I have nothing else left to say, Doc, but, is there anything else you wanted to say?
I was looking forward to the hearing for the fake Surgeon General. The person that didn't make it through residency, never had a state license or board certified. That's now going to be the Surgeon General over us, right? The person we go to. Yes. She went into labor. Look at God. She went into labor today, so the hearing was postponed. Maybe she'll be a stay-at-home mom, I'm hoping. Recommend, and then she won't be Surgeon General.
The self-owning that MAGA does, this needs to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Wow. I can't believe all of this is happening within the cult. Wow, Doc. All right, well, listen.
I know. Besides that, bird flu was doing what bird flu does. There was I think over 150,000 chickens that had to be culled in, I think, Georgia. So bird flu's back. Remember I told you they were mating. It's back. France and several other countries have declared an emergency because they're losing so many animals. And we're going to be, surely right behind them pretty soon with it. Yeah.
Wow. Did you hear about that monkey situation in Mississippi? Did you hear?
The monkey that has the several infectious disease that was run rampant. You know what this is?
What's that?
It's fine. It is analogous. This one monkey is analogous to certain individuals not believing in immunizations running wild.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no.
Those monkeys are no more a risk than the many kids you guys are taking to school now without immunizations.
Because the monkeys, they say, got C19, herpes, and then hepatitis, and they're not doing the vaccines on them. Ooh.
Isn't that funny though? That is
and folks
analogous.
are terrified.
That is a symbol. They're terrified of these few monkeys running rampant, but not the many kids going to school, and all of y'all going to that.
Hey Doc, you got something going on this morning. I want nothing to do with I don't want to get on your bad side, but you're right. These folks, They running afraid of them monkeys right now. They going, oh, the monkeys is infected with something. But when you sit back and you think about it, a lot of Trump supporters are infected with something, just like the monkeys, because they trust RFK and Donald Trump. They probably, and even worse, because at least the monkey will probably take the Tylenol. Okay.
That's 3 signs. Listen, the Time article on the fake insurance card of your guest. Casey means going into labor, so we don't have to have her as our Surgeon General, and she never finished residency. And now the monkey's running wild with the infectious disease that you guys are carrying on a daily. So
wow, you can't make this up, Doc. But I appreciate you as always. All right, I got to get up.
You
out
are
here.
welcome.
Ladies and
I'll
gentlemen,
be back next week for more.
All right, W, Doc, and make sure you follow her Medical Collective. You didn't plug it, Doc.
Oh, the Medical Collective,
Yes.
y'all. I just put in a special episode for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as some clips. I explained why males can get breast cancer. Check that clip out. But we did on Monday a podcast on breast cancer diagnosis, and we went through it. In addition, next week, I already have it scheduled. I will put it in my Substack and I'll share with you. Representative Haley Stevens is coming on our podcast.
Thank you.
And I will send the link to the recording. They don't want to come on TikTok, but it'll be on Riverside. And we're going to talk about her impeachment of RFK Jr. article she's putting forth.
All right. Well, listen, W, Dr. Keisha Davis. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we made it through today's show. Wow, I told you I'd make up for the lost time. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, and let that be a lesson. All right. So I'm going to say, MAGA, keep doing what you're doing. By like I said, come midterms, you all won't be around here. All right, Donald Trump will make sure that. All right, I want to give all of you in the audience a huge round of applause. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I got to get up out of here. Thank you especially to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be incredible. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly who they are. They religiously get on TikTok, hide in the shadows. They'll never get up here and be honest with us. But at the end of the day, they'll all repeat the same lie. Same lie. It's the Democrats. No, it's not. It's you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them to hell one last time.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, we are out of here. Take care and stay safe. We made it through another show. Have a great rest of your morning. Your mom is a 17-year cancer-free W, Vance. That's awesome. That's great news. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
Blow it out the frame. Exaggerated. Play the same game. Exaggerated. Make it scream again. Exaggerated. You know I got the flame. Exaggerated. This beef is a spectacle. Exaggerated. Call me a radical. Exaggerated. You know I am infallible. Exaggerated. This truth is undeniable. Pull up in the ghost, yeah, the whip stay haunted. Big dreams, big schemes, everything I wanted. Trap house booming, got the feds in a panic. Moving this work, transatlantic, gigantic. Gold on my neck, that's a policy change. Running these streets, got the game in my veins. 1600 where the bosses reside. Exaggerate my moves, yeah, time to switch sides. King of the hill, no debate, no discussion. Haters stay mad cause my wave keeps rushing. Exaggerate my whip cause my drip too loud. Diamonds on fleek.
Iced and I'm proud.
Cause I'm iced and I'm proud. Rolling through the block, everything is hitting, huh? Elon Cybertrucks in the streets, they blowing up. Trump on the screen, yeah, grinning, about to tear it up. Both talking big,
thank you, everybody.
Who's really winning, huh? Exaggerated, blow it out the
Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Play the same game, exaggerated, make them scream again.
What a great show.
You know I got the flame. This beef is a spectacle. Exaggerated. Call me a radical. Exaggerated. You know I am infallible. Exaggerated, this truth is undeniable.
Have a great rest of your morning. See you tomorrow on Friday with